Ew-wee. Captain Shadyville, man, what going on? What going on? BucosLocker in the building. Come on in, late night creep. Breaking news. Well, I ain't gonna say breaking news, but y'all see the topic of conversation, man. Y'all see what it is, man. You feel me, man? Y'all see what it is, man. Deuces. Just saying, man. Dirty, man. We about to have a conversation. I might need to open up the locker room. Should I open up the locker room today, man? Should I open up the locker room tonight? Tonight, we're going to get bugged. We're going to get rubbed up. We're going to get rubbed up tonight. Dallas Cowboys hired Brian Schottenheimer as the head coach. How the heck did he get that job? You feel me? Brian Schottenheimer, another soft coach that Jerry Jones can control. He's worse than Mike McCarthy. How you go from Mike McCarthy to Brian Schottenheimer? Brian Schottenheimer just keeps surviving. He's been an OC a couple times, right? And now he's a head coach, and he has done nothing of significance. But yet, he got a head coaching job over Brian Flores, Vance Joseph. Byron Leftwich. What's going on here, man? That's wild. That's wild as hell. The Cowboys going to forever be terrible. Until they hire a real coach, the Cowboys going to continue to suck. Go from Mike McCarthy to Brian Schottenheimer. Fam. Because his dad is Marty Schottenheimer. That's why he's still in the league. That's what it is. Anyway, let's talk about Liam Coen. Let's talk about Liam Coen. The saga continues. I told you, more and more keep coming out. Finger pointing. Finger pointing. The Bucs front office is mad. The fans are mad. There's some hyper emotional Bucs fans out there. One of the Jacksonville Jaguars profiles, they made a video snapshot. They snapshotted like all the major Bucs channels on X. And the one channel you did not see pop up on that "You Mad Hoes Mad" photo reel was BucosLocker. BucosLocker was the only Buck channel or page that dude did not snapshot with me posting some hyper emotional stuff. He went from the big channels on X all the way down to the small channels to random posts. That's one thing I will say about some of these Bucs channels. Hyper emotional. Emotional damage. Grown men acting like kids. Some of these Bucs channels, grown men saying some of the most off-the-wall disrespectful stuff. I'm actually disappointed in some of those Bucs channels or Bucs pages on Twitter or X. It's quite sad to see grown men try to explain themselves on why they mad. If you mad, state you ain't got to explain why you mad and upset. It's a whole reel. It's a whole reel of pages on X. It was a Jacksonville Jaguars fan. He snapshotted like over 20 comments from Bucs fans, pages, comment section. It was like, you mad, hoes mad. It was like, that was the title of the post. It was pretty funny to me, and I'm sitting there watching the reel. It was about over a minute long, and some of the big, like, I ain't gonna say their names. They know who they are. Some of the biggest channels or some of the biggest pages of Bucs social media pages on X was on that reel, posting some emotional damage. Grown men in the Bucs community. Grown men. But one thing I would say, one thing y'all can trust on BucosLocker, you ain't gonna catch me on stuff like that. I was like, if I should have just took the snapshot of the page and just showed y'all and played the video, but it was quite embarrassing. All those channels or all those pages or profiles on X, whether they have 5,000 subscribers or followers, 10,000 followers, 50,000, 20,000, all those profiles, emotional damage. But you did not see BucosLocker posting some reckless, disrespectful stuff. They even went after Liam Coen's wife. Some of them was talking about, hope your kid got the care that he needed while he was in Jackson. Like, just saying some ridiculous stuff. And then turn around and contradict themselves, say, hey, I'm not mad that he got the job. It's how he did it. But let me talk about this saga, though. The saga is not over. Liam Coen's side said one thing. The Bucs side saying, I told y'all it was going to get ugly. I told y'all it was going to get ugly between the Bucs and Liam Coen. He thanked the Bucs, but that's the common courtesy post that you make. Utterly embarrassing for the Bucs franchise. And the complaint from Liam Coen camp, according to reports, is Liam Coen's camp was not comfortable with the Bucs trying to strong arm him into signing a deal and can't interview with nobody. Didn't I mention this in both videos last night? Didn't I tell y'all the Bucs should have did that? Didn't I tell y'all the Bucs shouldn't have put an ironclad and strong arm Liam Coen not to interview with the Jacksonville Jaguars? I told y'all. That's not good business. That was not good business. They tried to strong arm, ironclad Liam Coen into a contract saying that you can't interview the second time with the Jacksonville Jaguars if you sign this. That's the reason why he went ghost. That's why they couldn't find him for 24 hours. Maybe he might have signed the contract if it wasn't no stipulations involved. Look, the Bucs are not angels in this situation. And what's so funny is the Glazers encouraged him to take the interview with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They encouraged Liam Coen to take the interview, test the waters, see how you do. And it just so happened he did very well. And everybody know the reason why he didn't take the job or why he didn't do the second interview the first time, because of Trent Baalke. The only thing the Bucs did wrong, in my opinion, is they shouldn't have put no stipulations in that contract. They should have gave him the contract, offered him the contract without stipulations. That's my only take on that. And then reports saying there were some people in the building looked at Liam Coen as the head coach. According to my sources. Who are your sources? Trust me, bro. some people in the organization looked at Liam Coen as the head coach. Let that sink in, folks. You want to talk about some pissed off people in the Bucs organization. So it literally came down to either Trent Baalke get fired or Todd Bowles get fired. The Bucs chose Todd Bowles to keep him. And the Jags did the opposite. So basically, in both areas, whether it's the Bucs or the Jacksonville Jaguars, somebody was in the way on why he didn't take the head coaching job. Because if the Bucs would have fired Todd Bowles, he would have took the job. He would have took the Bucs job over the Jacksonville Jaguars job. Let's be honest. If the Bucs would have fired Todd Bowles, in my heart of hearts, he would have took the Bucs job over the Jacksonville Jaguars job. That's in my opinion. The Jacksonville Jaguars gave him what he wanted, a head coaching job. Because in the end, that's what he wanted. He was not going to sit behind Todd Bowles another season. He feels like he can do a better job than Todd Bowles. That's what it came down to, folks. Remember we talked about this before the season was over with? I told y'all, be prepared for Liam Coen to be out of there. I told y'all. Nah, Liam Coen gonna stay for another year. No, I told y'all, prepare yourself for Liam Coen exiting stage left. He did too good of a job for him not to take the job. Y'all want to know why he took that job? Look at some other stuff. Look at Bobby Slowick. Bobby Slowick was a hot OC for the Texans. Talked about is getting a job for a head coach if he had another good season. He came back to the Texans, had a bad season. D'Amico Ryans fired Bobby Slowick. Bobby Slowick is a prime reason. This is the prime example of why Liam Coen took the Jacksonville Jaguars job. Who says it would have worked out if he would have came back to the Bucs? Now Bobby Slowick got to work himself back into a position to get a head coaching job because most of those guys want to be head coaches. So Liam Coen was like, hell nah, I ain't taking that chance. So the only way we was getting Liam Coen to stay in reality was him being the head coach for the Bucs. That's just the bottom line, folks. I mean, you can talk a good game about how you comfortable being the OC and you love it in Tampa and all that. That's cool. He made it clear to all of y'all that he wants to be a head coach. He wasn't rushing it. It needed to be the perfect situation, and the perfect situation was the Jacksonville Jaguars. You get the GM, you get control, got a big contract. He went from $4 million or $4.5 million contract by the Bucs to be the OC. So what, 12, 13, $14 million to be a head coach? I'm taking that too. But as far as Todd Bowles, the Bucs chose, in reality, in my opinion, they chose Todd Bowles over Liam Coen. They trust Bowles more than they trust Liam Coen. I'm just saying. Because remember, Liam Coen does not have any real relationships with the Bucs organization. He don't have any real ties to the Bucs. He has no loyalty to Todd Bowles, no loyalty to Jason Light, no loyalty to John Spytek, no loyalty to Mike Greenberg. None. He didn't grow up under Todd Bowles, and he didn't grow up to be a coach under Jason Light and his mindset and Mike Greenberg and John Spytek. He don't have no no history with anybody in the front office. So he had no loyalty to the Bucs organization. He had no loyalty to the Glazers. He is a Shawn McVay clone. And what I tell you about the Shawn McVay clones, if they get offered a head coaching job, anybody under that Shawn McVay, Mike Shanahan tree, if they get offered a head coaching job, they're going to take it. Look at the history. Kyle Shanahan, Shawn McVay, Mike McDaniel, Kevin O'Connell, Matt LaFleur, Liam Coen. They all taking jobs the first chance they get. And what's so interesting about Liam Coen, here's a nugget. When Liam Coen was on the Rams staff a couple years ago, before he went to Kentucky, when Zach Taylor is a part of the whole system. Zach Taylor, Jed Fish, it was a couple other people that was on. Kevin O'Connell was on the staff. Shawn McVay had a few of those guys on the staff. And according to this insider that was in the meeting, Shawn McVay pulled some people to the side, and somebody asked him, "Who's the brightest mind amongst your minions, your assistants?" And Shawn McVay, out of his own mouth, according to the reports, he pointed at Liam Coen. He didn't point at Matt LaFleur. He didn't point at Jed Fish, Kevin O'Connell. Shane Waldron was on the staff as well. Shawn McVay had a couple guys on that staff. Shawn McVay is a beast. Shawn McVay pointed at Liam Coen and says he is the brightest mind on the staff. That is high praise. We're talking about before Kevin O'Connell got the job. Slow down, Ethan. We're talking, this is Shawn McVay. When he had all those guys, think about it. Shawn McVay had Kevin O'Connell, Zach Taylor, Jed Fish, Shane Waldron, Liam Coen. He had all those guys on his staff. Kevin O'Connell was the quarterback's coach, I believe, or the passing game coordinator. And Liam Coen was the receivers coach or something like that. And Shawn McVay pointed at Liam Coen and said he's the brightest mind at the time on the staff. Shawn McVay got a coaching tree, folks. That is a real coaching tree. That's how you produce coaches. I'm waiting on Todd Bowles' minions to be successful. Shawn McVay, and what's so interesting, Kyle Shanahan started it. It was all with the Washington Redskins, McDaniels, McVay, Kyle Shanahan. It started with them. So they all kind of came from under Kyle Shanahan. Of course, his father, Mike Shanahan, and Gary Kubiak. So it's really Mike Shanahan, Gary Kubiak, Kyle Shanahan, Shawn McVay, and then the rest. Now, each one of those guys have their own little nuances about their offense, but all of them have the similar baseline. Because McVay comes from Kyle Shanahan. McVay was Kyle Shanahan's assistant, like the tight ends coach, a receivers coach. They all worked under Kyle Shanahan. They all followed Kyle Shanahan. Early 30s, late 20s. They all came up in the system together. Mike McDaniel, they all got head coaching jobs. Shane Waldron was an OC. Jed Fisher is in college as an OC or head coach somewhere. All these guys. Shawn McVay, and the reason why Shawn McVay getting big praise is because all those guys followed Shawn McVay. They didn't follow Kyle Shanahan Now, Bobby Slowick went with Kyle Shanahan. Now, Kyle Shanahan has a couple millions out there too. But Shawn McVay, what he did with the Kyle Shanahan or Mike Shanahan, Gary Kubiak system, he modified it. So now you look at all the guys that was coaching under Shawn McVay, they all got head coaching jobs. That's how it usually works. If you're on a staff with somebody, offensive coordinator, passing game coordinator, run game, tight ends coach, receivers coach, quality assistant, and you're working with that coach, a la Shawn McVay, you come up and you learn the terminology, you learn the scheme, you learn what he's trying to do, and you put your nuances to it. Because we can all really say all those guys came from really Kyle Shanahan. But where is Todd Bowles' minions around the league? Now, all these guys are branching off from Kyle Shanahan, from Shawn McVay. Now, everybody want a piece of the pie. Now, look at the Bucs. They're trying to get on Nick Haley, the tight ends coach. And reports saying that he's going to sign with the Patriots probably to be the OC. Everybody want a piece of the pie. Nick Haley, Scotty Montgomery, Nick Haley, Bobby Slowick. The Bucs, somebody mentioned about him signing with the Bucs. I don't want Bobby Slowick. Not with the Bucs. Somebody might try to grab the Rams receiving coach. It's going to be tough for the Bucs. It is, because I don't know is it Todd Bowles the reason why these guys keep like I think Todd Bowles probably going to be better off going with Thaddeus Lewis. They're talking about Chip Kelly might go to Jacksonville under Liam Coen. Like the Bucs are going to go into this weird search for an OC. Really, they're going to have to pick a guy that's basically a tight ends coach, a receivers coach, a quality control assistant, or a passing game coordinator. What major OC is available? Every guy that's available is an assistant coach or position coach. The Bucs are not getting the cream of the crop because all the good OCs are signed. They're already on teams already. Liam Coen trying to establish an all-star lineup. Then Chip Kelly might go to the Texans. I'm just saying. And we started back at 1. Cash Martin, what's up, man? Dorian Souls. Flash Gordon, what's up, man? Jay Foster in the building. I see you, man. And we started back at 1. Yeah. Just 1. It's like a dream come true. 2. Just want to be with you. 3. Plain to see you're the only one for me. The Bucs starting back at 1. And we started back at 1 for the third year in a row. Creole King, what's up, man? Antoine Bell, what's up? It's sad, man, because we have high expectations. Don't get me wrong. 2 steps forward and 10 steps back for the Bucs, boy. We can't never have nothing good for a long time. I'm just saying. Let me ask y'all this question: Should Jason Light should he have fired Todd Bowles to keep Liam Coen? Because it seemed like a lot of y'all wanted to keep Liam Coen. And here's a quote from Shawn McVay about Liam Coen. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Look, man. Here's a quote from Shawn McVay about Liam Coen. They was asking Shawn McVay about his offense for 2025. And I quote, I envision a little bit more versatility in the 2025 offense. Shawn McVay is impressed by the variety of personnel groupings and runs in the Liam Coen's 2024 Bucs offense. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Shawn McVay has anointed Liam Coen the guy. Out of all the guys that coach under Shawn McVay, he likes Liam Coen the best. I told y'all Shawn McVay really likes Liam Coen's mindset. Liam Coen runs a variation of McVay's offense. Probably even better than McVay's thought process, which explains why McVay envisioned more group personnel, more variety personnel packages. Remember when Coen had Bucky Irvin and Rachaad White out there? And the 2-back setup? I thought that was dope. Because you didn't know who was getting the ball because the Bucs can run and pass out of that. They can run the ball with White. They can throw the ball to White. They can run Bucky Irvin in motion off a jet sweep or fake flare. Man. Liam Coen has some innovation schemes. His run game, I got to give it to Liam Coen. Top 5 run game. His run scheme was crazy. Go back and watch the tape, folks. That run game, and he had variations. He had zone, he had gap, he had zone stretch, he had gap scheme, he had the power scheme, he had the RPO scheme. You didn't know what he was going to run. The only other offense I can think like that was the Ravens offense that was so versatile that you didn't know what the hell they were going to do. And they can run anything out of any formation. Sometimes the Bucs will go 12 personnel, 11 personnel, 21 personnel. Sometimes they will go 0, or they'll go 10 personnel, 20 personnel, 2 running backs, no tight ends, 21 package, 12 package, 13 package, 1 running back, 3 tight ends. His scheme was so versatile. It made you, if you couldn't tackle, Liam Coen's scheme was going to eat you alive. So you're saying Cash Mark? So you saying Bucky Irvin made Liam Coen look good? Because now he's going to Trevor Etienne and Tank Bigsby. That backfield ain't bad either. I mean, going from Bucky Irvin and Rashad White to Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby. Just saying. You don't think he can do the same thing with them? That's not a bad running back group. Because Liam Coen's scheme works. That's proven. Showed it with the Bucs. How you go from 32nd ranked run game to the 5th ranked run game? Remember what I told y'all? If the Bucs run game just go in the top 20, just saying, the Bucs made a huge leap. Now, unfortunately, the Bucs should have won about 12, 13 games, maybe 14. I don't know. But Todd Bowles' defense was not good. But yeah, I know the Jacksonville Jaguars O-line is not good, but they got Walker Little and they got Anton Harrison, the tackles. They need to get that interior situated, but they can do that through the draft. They don't have to draft a quarterback. They don't have to draft no running back. They can draft another receiver if they want to. They got a tight end, or they can go defense. You know what I'm saying? So they can focus on the O-line and get the O-line tightened up. But one thing for sure, Liam Coen's scheme is a beast. No matter how you feel about him not. But I'll tell you this much. If Shawn McVay is speaking on Liam Coen's system and how he likes the variety of personnel groupings, I'm going to go with what Shawn McVay says versus a fan. No offense to you fans out there, but I'm going to go with what Shawn McVay says. I'm not going to listen to the Bucs fan telling me about Liam Coen's offense. No offense. Don't take it personal. But I'm going to go with the Super Bowl winning top 5 coach Shawn McVay over a random Bucs fan or a legit Bucs fan or a diehard Bucs fan about Liam Coen. I'm just saying. I'm going to listen to the actual head coach, a top 5 head coach, than somebody that's never coached professional football that's sitting on the sideline with me talking about Liam Coen like they know Liam Coen better than Shawn McVay. No thanks. I'm going with Shawn McVay. No offense. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. I'm going to listen to Shawn McVay, not a diehard Bucs fan. And also, hashtag, what does your eyes tell you? Because I can pull up the videos. A lot of y'all was high-fiving and chest bumping, youngry about Liam Coen's offense. All the noise from the Bucs fan. Oh, Liam Coen's offense is really like that. I had to wait until week 8, week 9, week 10, right? I gave it some time. But once you go back and look at the tape, even from week 1, it was looking good. Even though I was still skeptical about it because I was like, this is a little weird. Because I'm not used to the Bucs offense being that balanced. And to be honest, this was the best Bucs offense ever. Was that the best Bucs offense ever? I'm talking about running and passing. I'm not now passing wise, it's not the best Bucs offense ever. Now we did have the Doug Martin year when he ran for 1,400 and something yards. That was in 2016, I believe. But I'm just talking about overall offense balance, run and pass. Was this the best Bucs offense? If that's the case, then why you guys are arguing about Liam Coen's scheme? It works. I'm just saying. Out of all the coordinators the Bucs had, out of all the OCs the Bucs had, who had the best offense? Who had the best balance? Not the best passing game or the best running game, the best overall offense, run and pass. Don't worry, I'll wait. It was better than what the Bucs had with Tom Brady. And when the Bucs had Tom Brady, the run game was still bottom 10. Because the Bucs was heavy pass with Byron Leftwich and Bruce Arians. And we know about Dort Cutter. And we know about Todd Monken. And the previous Bucs OCs, even John Gruden, Sam White. But I just can't think of an offense that's been better than Liam Coen's offense in the Bucs history. And what we can't do is, as Bucs fans, now that Liam Coen's not here, now it's trying to. This is not Uno. Don't hit the reverse card and try to reverse it and be like, well, Liam Coen's offense is really not like that. Really, don't let me pull up the receipts because I will embarrass some of you. Do not discredit Liam Coen. That's the worst thing you can do. You might be mad at him right now and you're in your feelings, but you should get out of your feelings. But here we go. Somebody leaves. It's time to discredit them and what they brought to the Bucs. Oh, well, it wasn't really all that. Okay, man. Yeah, sure. Okay. The Hunger Games. Yeah, sure. Okay. Now it's time to discredit Liam Coen because he took the job at the Jacksonville Jaguars because he wanted to be a head coach. And now it's time to say, well, his offense really wasn't all that anyway. It was the players. Come on, man. What are we doing here, man? Are we talking about football or are we talking about feelings? Nobody's saying the Bucs players are bad. He walked into the situation and upgraded the entire offensive numbers. What are we doing here? Leaps and bounds better than Dave Canales, Snake Oil Canales. Leaps and bounds better than Byron Leftwich. Leaps and bounds better than Bruce Arians and No Risk and No Biscuit, who nobody cared about the turnovers. Well, nobody cared about the system because it was the quarterback, which was weird. But we also seen that system was terrible. Byron Leftwich's system was good until Tom Brady got old. And we know about Dort Cutter's 4 vertical scheme. Todd Monken, the reason why he looks good right now because you got Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry. Come on, man. Ain't nobody topping Liam Coen. But what we can't do is we already acknowledged Bucky Irving. He's good. We know Rachaad White average at best. We know the Bucs O-line is good. We know Baker Mayfield is a upper tier 3, tier 2 quarterback, lower tier 2 quarterback. We know Mike Evans is a Hall of Famer, all-time great. We know Chris Godwin's a monster. We know that. We know the Bucs always been a good passing team with Dirk Cutter, with Todd Monken, with Bruce Arians, with Byron Leftwich. It was bombs away. Bomb that bit. Interception. No risk it, no biscuit. Interception, sack, fumble. Change the offense to New England style. Please, motion. The media begged for that and they got it. Bruce Arians was pressured to change the offense by the media because the media did not want to see Tom Brady throw a lot of interceptions and get sacks. Because it is a known fact that Bruce Arians' offense is turnover heavy, sack heavy, quarterback get injured, broken ribs, broken hand, broken backbones. If the receiver open by 1 inch, he's open. Do your research. So when you look at Liam Coen's offense, it was gravy, baby. Just because Liam Coen is gone, we can't discredit him. Give the man his flowers. Give the man his flowers. I'm just saying, give the man his flowers. I know some of y'all upset, but he brought the Bucs offense to a whole different level. A multi-scheme running attack. And now y'all gonna sit here and act like it was more than running back. It was more Bucky Irvin. Come on. There were some plays that he called that Bucky Irvin didn't have to deuce nobody. See, if some of you old school, you understand what deuce means. He got deuced. He got deuced. Bucky Irvin didn't have to deuce. Sometimes Bucky Irvin got the ball, didn't get touched until 4 yards down the field. Now, don't get me wrong. There were some plays that Bucky Irvin had to do somebody. And Liam Coen schemed guys open. It wasn't the option route, Bruce Arians, Byron Leftwich style offense. Remember, an option route style offense, the no risky, no biscuit, Arians, Leftwich means the quarterback and the receiver need to be on the same page. So basically, as the receiver runs the pattern, he has a decision to make. He has to think like the quarterback. If the cornerback is dropping off, I'm going to break in route. That means it's a timing option route situation, which explains why Bruce Arians' offense was high turnover. Liam Coen's offense is not designed like that. He schemed guys open. This is why the Liam Coen's offense was leaps and bounds better than Dave Canales' offense, leaps and bounds better than Byron Leftwich offense, and leaps and bounds better than Bruce Arians' true no biscuit, no risky, Eric Coryell high turnover offense, which I try to explain to y'all. That's not good for long term. I tried to explain this to y'all. I literally did. This is why the chickens always come to hatch the eggs at the end. I've been beating the table for a balanced attack. Stop chucking the ball around. Nobody listened until this year. Now y'all high-fiving. Oh, the Bucs top 5 run game. You know how many years it's been since the Bucs had a top 5 run game? 2016. But nobody cared about the run game. Except for a few of us. It's only been a small group of us that's been beating the drum about the O-line and the run game. I got the receipts all the way back to 2017. How the Bucs offense going to look this season, probably take a step back. Might take a step back, folks, so don't get mad. Blame Liam Coen for leaving. But back to him, though. That's an ugly situation. Adam Schefter said, I'm paraphrasing, he's never seen a team so pissed off at how the outcome of a situation came. That's how bad the situation, because nobody's taking ownership. Flash Gordon, I think that's what's going to happen. I'm going to have, see, for me, going into the season, I love saying this, but some people forget this part. Going into 2025 season, my mindset, now that Liam Coen is gone, see, if Liam Coen would have stayed, my mindset would have been basically, we're going to add on to what we did, and basically pretty much like Super Bowl or bust. But now that we're going to have a new OC, I got to stand pat on that. I got to take a step back and see who the Bucs gonna hire. I got to do research on the guy, and then I have to kind of give the guy some time to kind of implement the system. It's going to take some time. I'm not going to give my take on anybody, whoever the Bucs hire. I'm not going to give my take on it until like week 8, week 9. Just saying. It's going to be the same outcome. Well, my thought process going into 2025 season is whoever they hire as the OC, look, I'm going to give them till about week 8, week 9, week 10. And then I'll make my take, just like I did Liam Coen, just like I did Dave Canales. And then I will go back and look at the entirety of the season. But if you think I'm going to go into this season like it's going to be the same, nah, man. Nah, man. Nah, I ain't finna go into this season talking about, oh, yeah, it's going to be the same thing. Top 5 everything. Nah, man. I reserve to say that. I'm going to reserve my right to say that. Now, you could say that, but I ain't saying that. It's always best to take a step back in situations like this when you have significant change. It's always take a step back, let the Bucs hire who they're going to hire, and then evaluate from that point. But if you go into week 1 talking about top 5 everything, all right, man, kudos to you. Remember, I work on reality. I work on reality. I don't work on optimism and hope. I'm more of a reality guy. And the reality of the situation is the Bucs lost their best OC in Bucs history. So we're going to go from Liam Coen to another Liam Coen? It's a possibility, but the probability ain't high. Remember, probability over possibility. Now, is it possible for the Bucs to remain the same if they get some sort of a Liam Coen clone? Sure. But remember, I work off a probability of that happening. Probability, folks, not possible. Anything's possible. Don't get me wrong. Probability over possibility. Reality over optimism. Reality always wins. And I told y'all about the Bucs' reality of the situation. The Bucs have a ceiling with Todd Bowles, and the reality proves itself right again. The Todd Bowles Baker Mayfield combination has a ceiling. I'm gonna repeat this as long as Todd Bowles is the head coach. I'm just saying, man, like, because that Liam Coen saga, whether y'all realize it or not, it's gonna sting a little bit, folks. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, it's gonna hurt. It's gonna affect the Bucs offensively. Because he had a pulse on the offense. He knew exactly what to call. Chris Godwin got hurt early in the season, and the offense still was productive. Mike Evans missed a lot of time, and the offense was still productive. So, in other words, and not to take nothing away from Chris Godwin and Mike Evans, that offense was going to work regardless. It's proof. It worked without Mike Evans for a couple weeks. Remember when Cade Otton went ham? Cade Otton became a top 5 tight end for a brief moment. When Chris Godwin got hurt and everybody was freaking out, oh man, the offense gonna stumble. Nope. Chris Godwin missed more than 9 games, and the Bucs offensively, the stats and even advanced stats, the Bucs offense was still top of the food chain. I'm just saying. The Bucs offense was still top of the food chain with Chris Godwin missing time. There was a point in time where there was no Chris Godwin and no Mike Evans on that field. Y'all remember that? There was a few weeks where when Mike Evans hurt his hamstring, there was no Chris Godwin and no Mike Evans. And the Bucs were still in some of those games. The Ravens game, the Chiefs game, the 49ers game. Y'all remember those games? The Falcons. Y'all remember the games? Come on, man. Could have won those games. Could have, should have, would have. If the Bucs had a better defense, and particularly the pass defense, and a better pass rush, the Bucs are a 12, 13, 14 win team with a slightly better pass defense. Just saying, man. Look, at the end of the day, the Liam Coen saga, it's done with, it's over with. I'm just giving y'all my overall take on it, and we got to close the chapter. Because we can talk about him all night long, but guess what? It ain't going to change that. He pieced out on us, man. He Antonio Brown, the Bucs. Is this worse than Antonio Brown walking off the field from the Bucs? Because this has left the Bucs with egg on their face. Like the Bucs literally have egg on their face, because the way the situation went is like he played the Bucs, but the Bucs also played themselves by trying to force him into a contract. So is this situation worse than the Antonio Brown situation? Of course, Liam Coen, he's going to live with his decision. He ain't got no choice. He got $12 million plus. You think he's thinking about the Bucs? That man ain't thinking about the Bucs. Y'all thinking about Liam Coen. He ain't thinking about y'all. He ain't thinking. He gave his thank you post to the Bucs. I appreciate Todd Bowles. Blah 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 blah. But once again, we're talking about Shawn McVay tree. I told y'all how that tree get down. They're not turning down no coaching job, man. And if Liam Coen is successful, who's really going to have egg on their face? Because now some of y'all going to be kicking the bucket, talking about, man, we should have kept Liam Coen, man. And what if the Bucs have a step back and the Jacksonville Jaguars offense looks really good, and the Bucs offense is stuttering and puttering along? I'm just keeping it real with y'all, man. There's so many scenarios that can happen with the situation. What's next for the Bucs? They got to pick up the pieces. Larry Foote, Casey Rogers gone. Todd Bowles making changes on the defensive staff. Of course, you're gonna have to get another OC and probably some other guys that might leave with Liam Coen. Some people was like, nobody's leaving with Liam Coen. He's a snake. So ask yourself this question. Who came in with Liam Coen on the offensive staff? Who came in with Liam Coen? Go look it up. I would look it up, but I'm going to let y'all do that. Because if Liam Coen is becoming a head coach, that means if he's really cool with some guys that came in with him, he can take them with him and give them an upgrade in position. Mom for Christ, I think it had a little bit of both. I think he was playing both sides of the fence. I think Liam Coen wanted the job. If like I said, if the Bucs would have offered him the job, in my opinion, I think he would have took it. One way or the another, he wanted to be a head coach. That's the bottom line. So whether it was the Bucs or the Jacksonville Jaguars, Jacksonville Jaguars did what they Jacksonville Jaguars front office did what was necessary. The Bucs front office was like, "Nah, we're gonna stick with Todd Bowles." That's what it come down to. Jacksonville Jaguars was like, "You don't want Trent Baalke? Cool, we out of there." Because think about this for a second. What if the Bucs would have fired Todd Bowles along with the Jacksonville Jaguars firing Trent Baalke at the same time? What job you think Liam Coen is taking? Let me ask y'all that question. If Trent Baalke got fired and the Bucs turned around and fired Todd Bowles, what job you think Liam Coen would have took? Exactly, JR Dot. I don't know why people are upset. He gonna take his guys with him, even if it's just one guy, his right hand man. Because most of those guys, when they come into a situation, to an OC situation, they always have a right hand guy or two guys that they bring along with them, and then if they leave, they come with them. Hey, JR Dot, that's how it works. You come in with your guys, you leave with your guys. I'm taking my Gucci bags with me. I asked y'all a question. When the Jacksonville Jaguars fired Trent Baalke, the Bucs turned around and fired Todd Bowles that same day or the next day. What job Liam Coen what job you think Liam Coen would have took? If he had to choose between the Bucs and the Jaguars, what job you think he would have took? With the same offer. Jacksonville offered him what, $12, $13 million. The Bucs would have did the same thing. What job you think he taking? Ask your question. Answer the question. Because look what he did with Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield had 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns. You don't think he can improve Trevor Lawrence? And I'm not a big fan of Trevor Lawrence at all. You don't think Trevor Lawrence will improve it with Liam Coen? He will. He will. Liam Coen will do a better job than Press Taylor. Max Powers 99, man. See, come on, man. Come on, Max Powers 99. What you doing? The Jacksonville Jaguars went from Press Taylor, who was the OC, to Liam Coen. That's an upgrade. So the Jacksonville Jaguars offense will look much better. I'm just saying, man. Whether y'all want to admit it or not, the Jacksonville Jaguars offense will look better than Press Taylor's offense. Press Taylor was terrible. Ask a Jacksonville Jaguars fan about Press Taylor, the former OC of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Terrible. The offensive coordinator, Press Taylor, the offensive coordinator, was terrible. The Jacksonville Jaguars offensive scheme was terrible. Liam Coen will upgrade that. Tank Bigsby, Trevor Etienne, Brian Thomas, Evan Ingram. Come on, man. Let's be real. Put your football hats on, man. Get out your feelings. Put your football hats on. Just for 1 second. We're talking football. We're not talking about Bucs. Exactly, Jay Ellis. I'm just giving people the football perspective. Some people don't want to hear the football perspective. That's okay. Press Taylor was terrible. Because if he was so good, he would have been on the staff. See, Doug Peterson got stuck with Trick Bonke. Liam Coen wasn't having that. I'm just saying, man. What's next for the Bucs? Pick up the pieces, man. I know some of them Bucs fans and the Bucs organization is distraught and in their feelings and not happy with what Liam Coen did, but they got to pick up the pieces, man. Todd Bowles, Baker Mayfield, they got to stand in front of that podium and be like, "Hey, I wish him the best." I know they got to walk back that ecstatic, exuberant attitude they had about Coen coming back, quote unquote. With the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Bucs do a joint practice, I hope they do because they did one last year. And Brian Thomas cooked the Bucs secondary. That is a fact. I remember that videos. I was like, "Who is this kid, Brian Thomas? Why is he cooking the Bucs secondary?" I mean, the Bucs will be all right. We are in a weak division. Let's be real. Bucs will be all right. We'll win the division as expected. I'm calling that right now. Oh, BucosLocker, he negative. He got the Bucs winning the division. That means he's negative. All right, man. Enough of that. You you a handshaker. Rumble pack. I got the Bucs winning the division, but guess what? I don't like BucosLocker because he got the Bucs winning the division, and I don't want the Bucs to win the division because he picked the Bucs to win the division. That means he's negative. That don't make any sense at all. Don't even sound right when I say that, don't it? We're gonna win the division. See, there go BucosLocker. There he go. Come on, man. We're gonna win that division. Who's gonna beat us? The closest competition that we have is the Falcons. The Saints are finished. The Panthers are fluttering around trying to figure it out. The closest competition that we have is the Falcons. The Falcons. But old Buckles like a negative. I got the Bucs winning the division and going to the playoffs. But guess what? I'm still negative. Makes no sense, right? It's like putting mayonnaise on a cake. It don't make sense. The Bucs still got the best players in the division. But guess what? It don't add up to it adds up to me being negative. Make it make sense. I support my team. We're going to win a division. I'm calling it right now. And I know it might be a little early, but guess what? I believe in the team. But we can't let the Falcons sweep us, though. I know that for damn sure. Top 5 quarterback, top 5 GM, top 5 running game, top 5 receiving corps, top 5 O-line, top 5 roster. Win a division. Is that too much to ask? No, because we won a division 4 years in a row. It's a weak division. It's weak. Y'all know, and I know that. It ain't hard to win the NFC South. You just need a Baker Mayfield and a Todd Bowles. I'm just saying. That's all you need to win the division. All you need to win the division is Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles. Everything else will fall in place. And of course, you need Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and all that. But I'm just saying. We got the best coach. We got the best defense. We got now. I will say this now. Some of y'all might get mad when I say this, but Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the division. Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the division. The best running back, the best all-around back, top 5 running back. There's no denying that. And that's not taken away from Bucky Irvin. Bucky Irvin is a monster. Rachaad White is one of the best third-down backs. But neither one of them are better than Bijan Robinson. Let's be real. We got the best receiving group. Don't get me wrong. I like Olave. I like Drake London. I like Darnell Mooney. I like what they got with what I'm saying? The Falcons got a nice offensive. They got some nice offensive weapons. The Falcons do have a nice offense. They have a nice offensive weapons. They do. The Falcons offense actually finished, I think, top 12. It was the defense that was giving them problems. If the Falcons are kind of like us. If they had a better defense, they win double-digit games. Like the Bucs got 10 wins because they had the better defense. If the Falcons get better rushing the passer, get better at linebacker, and get better on that D-line, it's like the Bucs. Because the Falcons' offense, whether we like them or not, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The Bucs got the best receiving core. The second best receiving core is the Falcons. The best running back, Falcons. Best quarterback, Bucs. Best coach, Bucs. Best GM, Bucs. Best defense, Bucs. The best secondary, that's a toss-up. Edward Graham, I don't care. Because there's a difference between, I'm a Bucs fan diehard all the way. That is no question about that. But I'm a football guy. I would have said that in front of 1,000 Bucs fans. Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the division. Who gonna check me? Who gonna check me? Let's be real. I will say that in front of Bucky Irvin's face. You gonna get mad? Nobody's gonna check me. What you gonna be like? Oh, I'm gonna swing on BucosLocker because he said Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the division. Yeah, all right, man. Scrap up, man. Let's put the gloves on. Come on, man. Let's be real. And a matter of fact, I wouldn't even go that route. If somebody was to get mad at me and try to check me and be like, "Oh, you, that's BS. Bijan Robinson's not the best running back in the division. Yeah, you just da da da. You're not a Bucs fan. Da da da." I wouldn't even respond to that. I wouldn't even respond to that. I wouldn't even want to fight anybody because they mad at me for saying that. Because you ain't got to ask me. Just go do a poll. Go do a poll around the NFL about the best running back in the NFC South and watch how many people have Bijan Robinson number 1. So if you're going to get mad at me, get mad at the millions of other football fans around the NFL that's going to pick Bijan Robinson over Bucky Irvin and Chuba Hubbard and Alvin Kamara. Why would you even argue that? You're making yourself look goofy. And if you arguing that, I can't rock with you. Bucs fan or not. I cannot rock with straight up just disregard of how good of a player is because you hate the team. That's why I always tell y'all, sometimes just put the football hat on. Get out your feelings. I don't dislike no player personally. I don't like no player. I don't have any personal issues with nobody across the league. Some of y'all do. Some of y'all take things too personal and don't even know the player. See, Jay Foster. See, you didn't add any context behind that. Oh, they can be mad. If Bucs Twitter or Bucs X or Bucs Twitter get mad, they'll be all right. Because guess what? If we had Bijan Robinson on our team, we wouldn't be complaining. But see, Jay Foster, you didn't add any context to that. See, that's the difference. See, I get where you're going with that, and I understand, but there's a lot of context you're missing behind that. Put your football hat on and rethink that statement. Put your football hat on and rethink. Now, I'm not telling you what to say. I'm just saying, just put your football hat on. I watch a lot of football, and that's not Bijan Robinson's fault, his rookie year. If I'm not mistaken, the head coach was Arthur Smith. Yeah, Arthur Smith was the head coach. And for some strange reason, Bijan Robinson carries was getting split with Tyler Algier, who's a good running back himself, but a lot of people across the NFL, analysts, former, media heads, was wondering why Bijan Robinson is not getting the bulk of the carries. It got to the point where he sat out a game, and it was weird because there was no clear explanation on why he sat out the game. Arthur Smith, that was a blunder. That was weird. You sat down Bijan Robinson for a game and didn't even have a clear explanation. Everybody in the NFL with a football mind was like, what's that about? So for whatever reason, Arthur Smith was not a big fan of Bijan Robinson. And he was clearly the better player. And obviously, his second year clearly showed that. And Tyler Algier, he's a really good second running back. Really good. I would take a Tyler Algier. But my goodness, Arthur Smith. So Jay Foster, be careful. You got to add context behind that, buddy. Because if Bijan Robinson would have got the carries he's supposed to get his rookie season, that's not even a question. Oh, I'm not refuting that, Jay. I'm just saying context matters. Context matters when it comes to the Bijan Robinson rookie season and Bucky Irvin rookie season. Bucky Irvin rookie season was great. I'm just saying, put your football hat on and add some context. The numbers say Bucky Irvin's season is better, and that's irrefutable. I'm not disagreeing with that. All I'm saying is when you bring up Bijan Robinson's rookie season, just go look at Arthur Smith and his decision making. I'm just saying, add context. Context matters. See, that's why I always say when you talk about football, make sure you cover the whole spectrum. You can't cover a little bit. You can't just go 1 inch deep to make your point sound good. You can make your point sound good. Just make sure you tell the whole story. This is what I do. I try to cover not 1 inch deep and a mile long. I try to go a mile deep as well as a mile long. I'm just saying. Context matters. But Bucky Irvin, he finna go crazy. Look, as long as the Bucs have some familiarity there, the Bucs will be fine. Yeah, Bijan Robinson should have the Christian McCaffrey usage rate. But if you notice, this year they used Bijan Robinson exactly how he's supposed to be used. And look at the numbers. The numbers prove that his rookie season was like, what was that, Arthur Smith? What are you doing? You got a generational running back, basically, and you're undermining him. Bijan Robinson numbers would have been like his numbers in his second year. If he would have got the ball like he did this past season, his rookie season, he would have had about 1,400 yards rushing. Probably would have had about 1,800 yards total offense. Because he can catch the ball too, by the way. And he can block too. Pass block. Now, Bucket Irvin, he got to get better at that. Because he got blowed up a few times. And it was a reason why the Bucs couldn't put him in there like Rachaad White. That's why they had Rachaad White in there sometimes. And people got upset with Todd Bowles and Liam Coen. And the Bucs media was like, why is Rachaad White in there? Well, because he's a better pass blocker. People was like, well, why Bucky Irvin was not in there? I even questioned. I was like, but then when you go into a passing situation, you can't have a 180-pound running back there taking on 230-pound linebackers or defensive linemen. You know what I'm saying? So to protect Bucky Irvin, he is small. He got banged up quite a bit during the season. Because one thing about Bucky Irvin, you can't give him a ton of you can't give him 300 carries. The body ain't built like that. That's why you got to have a second running back. But the better player is Bijan Robinson. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I think we will find that out when they do the top 100 and the players vote Bijan Robinson probably a top 30 player. See, don't get mad at me. Get mad at the NFL players and coaches that will have Bijan Robinson over Bucky Irvin. You know, the guys that actually coach the game and play the game. The guys that's actually trying to tackle Bijan Robinson. Get mad at them because they're going to pick Bijan Robinson as a top 30, top 40 player. I wonder if Bucky Irvin is going to make the top 100. Remember, these are the coaches and player votes. This is not BucosLocker vote because if I had a vote, I'm putting Bijan Robinson top 50. I'm just telling you. I'm putting Bijan Robinson top 50 player in the NFL. That's just me. And I could probably squeeze Bucky Irvin in the top 100. It'll be kind of tough, but I can probably put Bucky Irvin in the 90s. But I wouldn't put him in front of Bijan Robinson. Because overall, Bijan Robinson is the better catcher, the better blocker. And now running-wise, it's close, but Bijan Robinson running style is ridiculous. Now Bucky Irvin running style is nasty too. Don't get me wrong. I got my Bucky Irvin jersey on the way whenever it comes in and gets back in stock. But both of them running styles are awesome. I like Bucky Irvin's running style. He be deucing the hell out of people. Ducky Irvin. Oh, Sean Tucker. I'm expecting Sean Tucker to get some carries, man. I think it's something there, man. I think we can all see that. With Sean Tucker, man, we can all see Sean Tucker got something in the tank, man. He just didn't get enough carries. And they sleeping on him. I don't know why, man. I don't know why the Bucs sleeping on Sean Tucker, man. The man came in one game and had 14 carries, 136 yards, and 2 tutties. And then after that, you barely seen him. And everybody was like, what's going on with Sean Tucker? You saw Rachaad White numbers running the ball. It was terrible. Everybody wanted Sean Tucker to be number 2 and Rachaad White be the 3rd down running back. That's how it should have went, in my opinion. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I think a lot of us wanted to see Sean Tucker come in and run the ball more than Rachaad White. Because for whatever reason, it seemed like every time I turned around, I looked at Rachaad White, it was like, oh, man, like, man, what is this, man? He wanted to be Le'Veon Bell so bad. I don't know what's up with I don't know what's up with Rachaad White, man. I don't like his running style. See, Bucky Irvin be hitting that thing. He attacked the hole, man. Even Sean Tucker. Sean Tucker is bigger than Bucky Irvin and faster. Oh, Bijan Robinson is faster than Bucky Irvin. Way faster. Game speed and 40 time. But I think Sean Tucker, if he get the carries this year, he can give us at least, the Bucs can have a three-headed monster. Can you imagine that the Bucs have a running back with 900 yards, 500 yards rushing, and 400 yards rushing? No, let me back it up. 1,000 yards rushing, 1,050 with Bucky Irvin. Sean Tucker with about 600, 700 yards rushing, and Rachaad White with about 400, 450. A three-headed monster. I'm just saying. I can picture that with the Bucs running back situation this year coming up. And I would love to see one offensive lineup with with Bucky Irvin, Rachaad White, and Sean Tucker all in the triple option formation. The Bucs gonna be all right. We're gonna win the division. Remember, the NFC South is equivalent to the AFC South. It's equivalent because both divisions were under 500 outside of the division. If you look, I would rather look. Who would complain if the Bucs had a top 5 run game, top 5 time of possession, control the ball 34 minutes a game with a top 5 run game? The passing game might be middle of the pack, but I don't think nobody will complain because we got the ball a lot. We'll have the ball out. We pounding you. We pounding you. We control the clock. Baltimore Ravens style, 34 minutes a game, top 5 run game or top 3 run game, averaging 170 yards a game, 200 yards almost. Passing might be about 210, but who cares? We controlling the clock, and there's nothing you can do about it. We enforce our will on your defense. What you gonna do about that? I think a lot of Bucs fans wouldn't even complain. A lot of us wouldn't even complain. The Bucs had the ball on an average 34 minutes a game with a top 3 run game, a top 3 third and short game, a top 3 fourth and short game, a top 3 first, second, third, and fourth and goal run game, short yard situation, top 3. Nobody would complain. And the Bucs record is 12-5. And the passing offense is ranked 19. Nobody gonna complain. Nobody's gonna complain except for the Baker Bros. The Baker Bros will be mad. Oh, you're not throwing the ball at Baker. He had 4,500 yards and 41 touchdowns. Now he down to 3,600 yards and 23 touchdowns and 12 interceptions. Stop crying. The Bucs are 12-5. We are number 2 seed, a number 3 seed. Stop crying. Now, I will say this though. In order for the Bucs to make the jump, now see the Bucs are in an awkward situation because they were teetering at the middle tier point. The Bucs have been teetering at the middle of the pack type team, ranked between 15 and 19. The Bucs finished 10-7. Now it's time to make the jump officially to tier 2. The bottom of the tier. I'm going to put the Bucs after their 2024 season. I got the Bucs at the top of the tier 3, bottom tier 2. It's time to make the jump. Who want to see the Bucs make a jump? To be consistently in the tier 2 batch, because the Bucs are not tier 1. They're not even close. They're not the Bucs because of Todd Bowles and that defense. The reason why the Bucs are not the cream of the crop, tier 1, but they are top of tier 3, bottom tier 2. And also, in order for the and this is going to be a good season for the Bucs too, because now we get to see, all right, Baker Mayfield, you're the guy. Keep that same energy, because we can't have Jalen Daniels leaps and bounds better than Baker Mayfield. That's not a good look. I mean, it was clear to see that the Commanders had the better quarterback by a long shot. So Baker Mayfield came off his career high season, but Baker got to do it again. You got to stay there, Baker Mayfield. You got to stay there. You got to stay there. You can't have 16 interceptions and 13 fumbles. You can't have that. And there was a stat that was put up. Since 2018, Baker Mayfield is top 3 in turnovers. Since 2018, I was like, God dang it. Baker Mayfield, top 3 in turnovers. I think he's number 1. Baker Bros. What's up with that? Since 2018, I think he's number 1 in turnovers. That's with Winston. But going back to the game, in order for Baker Mayfield, in order for the Bucs to make the jump, Todd Bowles got to make a jump. Baker Mayfield has to make another jump. He has to be better than Jalen Daniels, Matthew Stafford. He's got to be extremely better because the Bucs got flaws. So that means Baker Mayfield has to up his game even more. It's almost like he's got to go Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jalen Daniels type mode this coming season. Now, Baker Mayfield has limitations. He tries hard, but sometimes he does too much. But every game, Baker Mayfield needs to be the best player on the field. That's the problem. Every game, Baker Mayfield needs to be the best quarterback. Every game. Because when you watch that Commanders game, just watch the game. You're looking at Jalen Daniels like, man, that dude really good. And you watch Baker Mayfield, like, okay, Baker Mayfield had a good game, 15 for 18, 230 or something, 2 times. But you're just looking at Jalen Daniels like, dang, that dude going against a Todd Bowles defense in crunch time with the composure, no turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Like, he got it. He got it. He was the best quarterback. He was the best player on the field that night. And that can't happen. For the Bucs to take the next step, games like that, Baker needs to be the best player on the field. Regardless, Baker got to have to channel his inner Lamar Jackson sometimes even more. You know what I'm saying? But it was clear to see one of the reasons why the Bucs lost the game was because Jalen Daniels was the best player on the field. That's what I'm saying. Like, we know Todd Bowles' defense known to cause problems for young quarterbacks and also can make young quarterbacks shine. But just looking at Jalen Daniels, man, you could tell he got it. He got it. On the road against a Todd Bowles defense in a tough environment, and that's the composure you got from a rookie quarterback. I think Jalen Daniels is 5-6 years younger than Baker Mayfield. I'm just saying. Baker Mayfield, I'm going to repeat it again. He is not a bad quarterback. He turns the ball over a lot still, but hey, it comes with the territory. He's a fiery gunslinger. I mean, come on. And we like it. Fiery guy. He get the troops riled up. Sometimes he makes boneheaded plays, but hey, it comes with the territory. We've already, as Bucs fans, we've experienced that type of quarterback already at a worse level. We've got PTSD from I guess you could say 2019. We got PTSD. We've experienced a high volume quarterback, firepower wise, but he turned the ball over a little too much, and we got PTSD. Baker Mayfield is a lesser version of Jameis Winston. He's not as bad as Jameis Winston, but he has the turnover problems too. Because as Bucs fans, you mentioned Winston, it's PTSD mode. Because both quarterbacks top 5 in turnovers since 2018. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? Both quarterbacks top 5 in turnovers. It is what it is. The math is the math. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the math. 1 + 1 = 2. That math. Since 2018, top 3 in turnovers. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at the math. I'm just giving you the facts. You can refute it all you want to. You can justify it. You can say, oh, Vinny Testaverde. And the facts are the facts. Remember, I try to give it to you straight up. If you don't want to accept 1 + 1, that's on you. 1 + 1 is 2. If you get mad, if I give you an apple and I got an apple, how many apples do we have? If I have an apple and you have an apple, I give you an apple. How many apples do you have? The math is the math. Whether you can cry all you want to, is not going to change. You can make all the comparisons you want. Since 2018, top 3 in turnovers. What are you mad about? Don't get mad at me. I didn't turn the ball over. Baker had a hell of a season. Not taking nothing away from him. Outstanding. Great job. The OC had a lot to do with that. The scheme had a lot to do with that. But great job, Baker Mayfield. 10-7, divisional championship, 2-time division champion. Led the Bucs to 2 division championships. Congratulations. Career high in passing yards and touchdowns. Great freaking job. But he turned the ball over 16 times. Or interception. 16 interceptions, 13 turnovers. You see how I'm telling the whole story? I'm not just focusing on turnovers. You see how I bring up the defense? The defense didn't do their job. Had Baker Mayfield doing too much because the Bucs defense was lacking, and I could see the Baker Mayfield was pressing. You see how I'm telling the whole story? I'm not just focusing on 16 interceptions and 13 turnovers. 13 fumbles. I'm talking about the passing yards, the touchdowns, the scheme, the bad defense, the bad secondary, the lack of pass rush. I'm telling y'all the whole story. See, I'm not just pushing a narrative over here. See, I don't do that. I tell the whole story. We all saw the Bucs struggle on defense. That's not Baker Mayfield's fault. We saw that secondary struggle multiple games. We saw the lack of pass rush. We saw Baker Mayfield pressing to keep the Bucs in the game. We saw Liam Coen making play calls in certain moments where it's like they trying because they know that defense ain't gonna hold up. So I am not blaming Baker Mayfield at all. He is not to blame. But the math is the math. And there's nothing you and I can do to change that. And I told y'all, the Bucs, the main reason why the Bucs finished 10-7 is because of that defense. I'm giving y'all the whole story. I'm not focusing on one player. I'm not just focusing on 16 interceptions and 13 fumbles because he had 41 touchdowns. That canceled out the fumbles and the interceptions, in my opinion. Even though I'm not saying that's acceptable, but give me 41 touchdowns and a top 5 passing game. I'll take the 41 interceptions, and I'll take that with the 16 interceptions. I'll take the 41 touchdowns with the 16 interceptions and the 13 fumbles. Kurt Warner won MVP with 36 touchdowns and 22 interceptions. So don't give me that crap. You can win games turning the ball over. You just got to be able to be highly productive offensively. I repeat, Kurt Warner won the MVP, 36 touchdowns, 22 picks. Jared Goff threw 5 interceptions. The Lions still won the game. You can win games with average quarterback play. I'm talking about, look at Jalen Hurts. Hasn't thrown for over 150 yards, and the Eagles win games. Jalen Hurts getting over $250 million. Got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert at tight end, and can't throw for more than 150 yards. The running game is the quarterback's best friend. It's a proven fact. How in the heck Jalen Hurts getting $252 million and can't get the ball to A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert? Why did they give him $250 million? But guess what? The Eagles are 4-0 when Jalen Hurts throws the ball for 150 yards. That means they don't need him to win games. Just manage the game. I'm just giving y'all the facts, folks. But the math is the math, Baker Bros. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at Baker Mayfield. Get mad at Baker Mayfield for throwing 16 interceptions. Get mad at Baker Mayfield for being top 3 in turnovers since 2018. Stop turning the ball over. But see, Brent Favre was praised. Peyton Manning was praised. Drew Brees turned the ball over a lot before he got with Sean Payton. It's all about the system. You get the quarterback with the right merit to the right OC, he's going to look good. Look at Jared Goff. I don't think highly of Jared Goff, but he got with Shawn McVay and looked good. He got with Ben Johnson and looks good. But when it matters, he folds like a lawn chair. Tua Tagovailoa, they're gonna look good, folks. You get with the right guy. You can't be with a Press Taylor or Dave Canales or Bobby Slowick second year or a Matt Nagy. You can't be with what's another bad coordinator? Adam Gase. What's the Jets OC? You can't be with a bad OC and expect the quarterback to be good. Now, sometimes a quarterback can make an OC look good. Hell, as great as Josh Allen is, Ken Dorsey had that man turning the ball over at a high rate. And they got rid of Ken Dorsey. The Buffalo Bills got rid of Ken Dorsey, and Josh Allen turnovers went down. What does that tell you? Joe Brady took over. Go look at Josh Allen's numbers since Joe Brady took over. No more hero ball. System matters, folks. If the quarterback got talent, system matters. Cliff Kingsbury and Jalen Daniels is the perfect marriage. Liam Coen, Baker Mayfield was the perfect marriage. I always tell y'all to bring facts. Oh, so more about Liam Coen. Remember that 49ers game when Baker Mayfield had Nick Bosa had Nick Bosa on his arm. He was stiff arming Nick Bosa and made that fourth down completion to Rachaad White. That was crazy. The Bucs had no business in that game. Anyway, more about Liam Coen. One of the issues that Liam Coen had with staying with the Bucs, he was uncertain on the timeline on how long Todd Bowles will be the head coach. So he was like, well, how long Todd Bowles gonna be the head coach? He wanted timeline, folks. He wanted to be a head coach. He was like, man, what's up? So in reality, low key, the Bucs chose Todd Bowles over Liam Coen. I hate to keep beating the dead horse, but it just the story gets a little more interesting. He didn't want to stay with the Bucs because he was uncertain. He was uncertain about the timeline with Todd Bowles. Now, I would say if the Bucs would have said, we'll give you the contract with a coach in waiting stipulation when Todd Bowles leave, he might have took a job. The man wanted to be a coach, and he was looking at Todd Bowles like, well, how long y'all gonna keep him? And the Bucs was like, no, he's staying. We're not moving on with Todd Bowles. Well, he was like, F-U-C-K then. Peace out. It is what it is. I told y'all. That man wanted to be a head coach. He told y'all he was ready, but he wasn't gonna rush it. But low key, he was like, I can do better than Todd Bowles. Low key, he was like, I can do better than that dude. When you get to that level of men, it's about egos. He was unsure about the timeline. So now he basically saying, because y'all kept Todd Bowles, I had to get up out of there. Paraphrasing. He was worried about the timeline. He wanted to know what y'all gonna do with Todd Bowles. He feel like he can do a better job. That's all that is. Now he got a chance to prove it. He wanted to be the successor. He wanted it in writing. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm just taking a guess at this. Just saying, man. Like that man wanted about it. Give him the job. I'm just saying, folks. Now this uh Nick, this Nick Cali guy, the Bucs. I don't know. Is he going to the Jets? They seem like he's going to the. They saying he going to the Jets. Another Shawn McVay disciple. I guess the Bucs trying to get him. Now they got to fight with the Jets. The Texans want him. The Bucs want him. The Jets want him. Oh, may the best team wins. Y'all asking about who the Bucs could hire? They got their sights set on Nick Colley, the Rams tight end passing game coordinator, and D'Amico Ryans and Aaron Glenn. Like, what's up, man? You want to come over here? The Texans interviewed him in 2023 for the OC job, but they chose Bobby Slowick. Under the Shawn McVay disciple, or I'm sorry, he's a Kyle Shanahan disciple. Look at the Bucs. The Bucs trying to get ahead of the schedule here. They're like, hey man, let's go back to the Rand staff. Good luck, Tampa. He was the Patriots choice at OC last year as well. It's up to Shawn McVay to let him go. Shawn McVay will decide if if he's ready. Like basically, those guys respect Shawn McVay so much. If Shawn McVay says, "All right, you can go ahead and be the OC," they're gonna go. But if Shawn McVay says, "Nah, Nick Colley, you're not ready. Stay with me one more year," they're loyal to McVay. McVay said he hasn't received any formal request to interview. They talking about go get Lincoln Riley from USC to coach Baker. Nick Colley, he's a hot name. Raiders talking about him like, hey man, everybody want this guy. They like next Shawn McVay. It's gonna come down to what Shawn McVay say when it comes to Nick Colley. See, Shawn McVay is a great teacher. I mean, Kevin O'Connell, Jed Fisher, he was always in front of Mike McDaniel. So he was second in command behind Kyle Shanahan. So a lot of those guys fell under McVay. And this is why they all went with him. When he left, when Kyle Shanahan left the Redskins and the Falcons at the time, and he went to San Francisco, McVay got plucked from Kyle Shanahan. And then some of McVay's homeboys stayed with him. They followed McVay to Los Angeles. And they all got head coaching jobs or OC jobs. They were position coaches, quality control assistants, and they all moved up the ranks. And it's because of Shawn McVay, not because of Kyle Shanahan. It's because of Shawn McVay. Them men respect Shawn McVay. They are very loyal to him. They followed him. They didn't follow Kyle Shanahan. Only a few of them did, like Bobby Slowick and a couple other guys. But the rest of them, they went with Shawn McVay. I believe it was Matt LaFleur went with him, Kevin O'Connell. Mike McDaniels was a Kyle Shanahan guy. But the rest of those guys, who else was with him? Let me see. You had LaFleur, you had Kevin O'Connell, Liam Coen, Nick Colley. Yeah, man, it's really like that. McVay's that dude. Bowles has no answer for McVay. But the Texans do got the one leg up on Nick Colley because they interviewed him already. They interviewed Nick Colley already in 2023. So if I had to choose a team that he would go to, it would be the Texans. But I guess everybody's going to fight for him. And the Bucs are probably going to be in the running, but I don't think they'll be the top choice based on what I'm reading. But he also was with the Patriots too for a little bit. I heard some people talk about what about if the Bucs went after Clint Kubiak? Are you talking about Jonathan Gannon? Yeah, Jonathan Gannon come from Shane Steichen came from. No, I think Steichen came from the Rams. Oh, I just thought about that. I think Shane Steichen came from McVay. The coach, head coach. I think Shane Steichen came from McVay tree. That's who I was thinking about. Jonathan Gannon, I don't know what tree he came from. But I think Shane Steichen came from the McVay tree, not the Kyle Shanahan tree. Let me look it up real quick. This is fascinating. But they keep saying the Jets gonna get him. They say the Jets are the leading team to get Nick Colley. Would y'all be cool with Josh McCown as the OC? But be careful. If you hire Nick Colley and he does well, one and done again. So Nick Colley was with the New England Patriots from 2015 to 2022. And then he's been with the Rams for the past 2 years. So he coached under Bill Belichick and Josh McDaniels, the up tempo, no huddle tempo offense. And then he got the meat and potatoes from Shawn McVay, so he can mesh the New England style offense with the Shawn McVay offense. So he's really a New England guy. But he has the Shawn McVay offensive background. But we do know the Patriots offense was very, very versatile. So you got Clint Kubiak, Thaddeus Lewis, Bobby Slowick, Josh McCown, Ronald Curry, Nick Colley, Marcus Brady, Chip Kelly. And we started back at 1. Yeah. I just gave y'all some OCs, man. What y'all think? Clint Kubiak, Thaddeus Lewis, Bobby Slowick, Josh McCown, Ronald Curry, Nick Colley, Marcus Brady, Chip Kelly. Press Taylor. Here we go again, folks. Are we going to get the bottom of the barrel again? Are we going to get a Liam Coen or are we going to get a Dave Canales? And we started back at 1. Gotta do your research, Steven. And we started back at 1. We're back at square one again, folks. Here we go again, digging in the bottom of the barrel. But they keep saying the Jets gonna get Nick Colley. The Bucs might not have a choice. Yeah, AK. Yeah, it was dramatic, man. That Liam Coen situation was drama filled, man. Drama. Both sides pointing the finger. They attacking Liam Cohen's wife and kid. It was ugly, man. Ugly. What about Jared Johnson? Doug Peterson as the OC. Bill Lazar. Mike LaFleur. Jake Peasy. Thomas Brown. And we started back at 1. Well, the report saying the Jets are in the process of trying to get him. I haven't heard nothing about the Bucs trying to get at Nick Colley, however you want to pronounce it. My bad, Nick. But right now the Jets are pressing those buttons, making the phone call. And we started back at 1, 2023, 2024. One and dones. What about Brian Johnson, the former Eagles OC? I think the Bucs gonna probably stay in house. Thaddeus Lewis, or I think the name's John Gizzard, Chicken and Gizzards. I used to tear some gizzards up, but the Bucs are proud to stay in house. Thaddeus Lewis or John Gizzard. Oh, Bill Yost. Oh yeah, I forgot he was the Kentucky. Then he coach on the what he was he on was he college OC? I believe Yost. I think I heard somebody mention the Oregon OC, Will Stein. I don't know. But we starting back at 1. It's gonna be an unknown guy. Don't get your hopes up, Bucs fans. I would like the Bucs to get Scotty Montgomery. What y'all think about Scotty Montgomery? Can the Bucs get him from the Detroit Lions? Or Mike LaFleur? Shane Waldron? Alex Van Pelt? Ken Dorsey? Touchdown Tampa Bay. I named about 12 OCs, folks. Make up your mind. Future OCs, possibly. Jared Johnson? Would y'all be cool with that? Or Josh McCown? Kevin Wilson? Hank Fraley? And we starting back at 5. Oh, the Colorado OC? What about Clint Kubiak? Would y'all be okay with Clint Kubiak? I don't know if the Bucs gonna be able to get Nick Colley. I don't know. I like Scotty Montgomery. Give me somebody from the Detroit staff. The Detroit offensive staff. Hank Fraley. Y'all got some faith in the front office? Do you have faith in the front office? Do you have faith? Whoever we get, if he does well, don't get mad if they leave the team for a head coaching job. so it's gonna be a 2-year deal. Now remember, whoever they hire, you can't block them from getting a head coaching job. Can't do that. Don't put no ironclad stipulation in there. That makes people uncomfortable. Whoever becomes the OC, man. I mean, you got a lot of weapons. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You got something to work with. It's not like you come into a bare cupboard hole. But I think what could scare people away is because I don't know the Liam Coen situation. I think Liam Coen might have screwed us long term. Yeah, because any future OC for the Bucs, if he maintains the Bucs and be at Liam Cohen's level, who would they say that the Colts or the Bengals, the Titans, you know, they come calling. You know, the Dolphins job might pop open next year. The Colts job might pop open. The Cardinals job might pop open. I'm just saying, folks, keep it real. Now going in two-step. Going in two-step. I mean, the Bucks should be okay though, man. You know, like to be real with you, know what I'm saying? To keep it 100. But look, the pressure is on Todd Bowles though. Let's be real. The pressure is on Ty Bowles. Let's keep it 100. Pipe down. 100. I don't know who we gonna hire OC. It's gonna be somebody with something, man. It's gonna be an unknown. And whoever they hire, we're gonna have to do some research. I mean, I'm looking. I already know some of these guys already as far as the backgrounds and where they come from. The Bucs just got to get an innovative guy. That's all you really need for the Bucs offense. Get an innovative guy. The Bucs have the pieces in places where you just got to get a guy that has some innovation. But they renting us like we rental cars though. They use the Bucs up. They use us up to get a job. We're stepping stone. The Bucs' job is a stepping stone. Let's face it, because of the talent. He said pump and dump. Going in two-step. Get jiggy with it. Get jiggy with it. Hey, now walk it out. Pump and dump. 2 years in a row, man. They doing us dirty, man. They getting in their huddles like, go to the Bucs. Coach Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Bucky Irvin and Rashad White and that old line, and you'll get you a head coaching job. Ty Bowles going to undermine you a little bit. You might have to score a lot of points because the defense is not good, but trust me, you'll get the job. He said we'll pump and dump. Damn. That's nasty work. Pump and dump. That's nasty work. That's nasty work. They don't want us no more. Would y'all be mad if Bruce? If y'all would y'all be mad if they bring back Byron Leftwich? I mean, Byron, that wasn't terrible, man. I mean, like, he had one bad year because Brady was not good, and he got blamed for it. He took the fall. Then when he brought back Shaq Barrett, Mike Edwards, Jordan Whitehead. Like Byron Leftwich was terrible. Come on, man. He was a part of the Super Bowl staff. And then the following year, the Bucs went 13-4. He was there at 7-9. He was there at 11-5. He was there at 13-4, and he was there at 8-9. And it wasn't all his fault. He got blamed. because the media didn't want to blame Tom Brady. Ouch. Janai. He didn't like Byron Leftwich, man. Come on, man. Oh man, Antoine Randall L is following Ben Johnson to Chicago to be the assistant head coach and the wide receiver coach. And Al Harris, the old school cornerback back in the day, number 31 with the long dreads, Al Harris is leaving the Cowboys to go to the Chicago Bears defensive staff as the defensive pass game coordinator and DB coach. Somebody help the Cowboys fans. War like an Egyptian. Miscommunication. Big Bang Hank, what's up, man? Miscommunication. Chilling, man. Where you been at, man? Let's eat some wings. Sands in an hourglass. Greg Olsen, hell nah. Hey, I got some news for y'all. NFL rumors. The Raiders are expected to show interest in Jameis Winston. Wouldn't that be crazy? That would be insane. Pete Carroll got hired as the head coach for the Raiders. Tom Brady is the, minority owner. Well, not minority, but, the silent owner or the private owner, whatever, he invested. And you bring Jameis Winston in, that will be crazy. The Raiders are expected to be interested in Jameis Winston. That will be insane. That would be an insane, exciting threesome. Brady, Pete Carroll, and Jameis Winston all in the building. Oh man. Oh man, you talking about fireworks. I wonder what Brady would say to Winston though. What would he say to Winston? Sorry, bro. I had to take the team to the Super Bowl. I do know this though. That would be interesting. Pete Carroll is a good coach. I would say that. I would again, we're just talking football now. I would that would be interesting. Pete Carroll has a winning percentage of 57%. So he's not a bad coach. He's been successful a lot of his career, no matter where he's been at. Whatever he does, he's a great motivator. He's a leader amongst men. But I don't know how that would work. I do know one thing from a football perspective. You can't have Winston with a Eric Coryell, no risk it, no biscuit. You have to give him like a Sean Payton type system. And Spy Tech. Yeah, that's a good. You know what? Pete Carroll can draft pretty well, and John Spytek, yeah, that's a good combination. But if I'm not mistaken, I think Winston's best coach of his career was Sean Payton. Every other coach outside of that was bad for him. Dort Cutter, Todd Monken, Bruce Arians, Sean Payton, Dennis Allen, and Kevin Stefanski, Ken Dorsey. That was all bad. That was bad. So if you put him with Pete Carroll and they get him a nice OC, I mean, you can see because he can produce throwing the ball. He just throws too many interceptions. But I mean, Pete Carroll, Tom Brady. I'm just saying. Like I said, the only time that Winston did look good was with Sean Payton. Everybody else he didn't look good with. I think you got to give Winston a running game. You have to give him a running game. You cannot say Winston throw the ball 35 times. Can't do that. Not with Winston. He's a high volume guy, but he turns the ball over too much when he throws the ball too much. You give Winston a running game, I mean, you could probably do some damage because it'll cut down at turnovers. I mean, we saw it with the Saints. They had Alvin Kamara back there, so you know. And then that 1 year with Doug Martin, he was decent there. His second season. Outside of that, it's been chuck the ball around. It's not good. But and overall for any quarterback, I mean, is Winston talented? Yeah, he's talented, but you got to give him balance, man. You have to give him balance, man. Like we saw Josh Allen turn the ball over a lot. We saw Baker Mayfield turn the ball over a lot. Matthew Stafford turned the ball over a lot. Peyton Manning turned the ball over a lot. Brentford. You just got to give these type of quarterbacks running games because when you put too much on their plate, they just think they can do too much and they can make every throw. But I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for that guy. But if he does go to the Raiders or the Giants or back to the Browns, they better give him a running game because him throwing the ball over 30 to 35 times a game, it ain't gonna work. Oh, could an inside guy run? Yeah. I mean, that is Lewis and Mr. Gizzard. But I think the Bucs are going to take a look on the outside first. But I think, in my honest opinion, I think they're going to go internal. It's much easier because those guys are going to stay. The passing game coordinator, John Gizzard, I believe his name, and then Thaddeus Lewis. But Thaddeus Lewis is not a McVay guy. Thaddeus Lewis is a Bruce Arians guy. He's from the Bruce Arians background. So I don't know how that would work. He said Gizzard. Josh Gizzard. I said John Gizzard. But y'all, Thaddeus Lewis is an Arians guy, man. I don't know if y'all want to do that. So the Bucs are going to exercise their options on the outside. But I don't know about that. He's an Arians guy. Back to no risky, no biscuit. That'll be fun to watch, though. Yeah, Thaddeus Lewis is a Bruce Arians guy. I don't know about that. Yeah, the Bucs. I mean, what y'all early predictions right here? What y'all think the record gonna be with the new OC with Todd Bowles coming back? Early prediction right quick. What y'all think the Bucs record gonna be? I got it between 9-8, 10-7 again because I don't know who the OC gonna be. And then of course Todd Bowles. I mean, you know how that works. Nine and 8, 10-7 again. They're gonna have a hard week 3 to week 10, and then they're gonna have a soft schedule on the back end, and they're gonna win some games against some bad teams, and everybody gonna get excited. Same old story, 3 years in a row. I'm gonna say at best 10-7 again as of right now. And I don't know what they're gonna do in free agency or the draft or OC, but as of right now, my early prediction before the actual offseason kicks in, 9-8, 10-7 again, win the NFC South, have a home game, and get beat. Unwavering faith. Anyway, shouts out to all the Pirates and Sea Bandits. Thank you for joining the late night discussion. Liam Coen Saga is officially over with. What's next for the Bucs? On the OC, man. Get ready for the offseason. And watch Jalen Daniels possibly get to the Super Bowl. That's what I'm doing this weekend. I don't know about y'all. Y'all be easy. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Y'all be safe out there. The weather is still cold outside. Y'all be good. Take care of your families. Manage your money. Tighten up. Times are getting hard. Fire those cannons. Seize the day. Raise the flag. Hashtag pointing the finger. Hashtag the saga finally over. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. I'll see y'all. We'll talk to y'all soon. Signing out. Peace out.